What's going on, guys? I haven't uploaded in about a month, but I'm back now. So in today's video, I'm teaching you guys what I told you in the title. In today's video, I'm teaching you the secret to Aimbot. Now, the secret Aimbot trick is super easy to do and should work on console, PC, anything that you play Fortnite on, basically. Let's get right into it. There's some PC exclusive things that you can do to get better aim in Fortnite Battle Royale and get Aimbot, and there's console exclusive things that you can do to get Aimbot on console. But don't worry, guys, I'm going through all of them today. So all I ask for in return is for you to like the video and subscribe, and also make sure to go to the Fortnite item shop and put in code BAZE. Like the video and subscribe within the next 5 seconds if you brushed your teeth this morning. If you're not liking the video right now, you're literally gross. Ugh. Okay, guys, so step 1, I just load into my creative map, and what's one of the most important things that you need when it comes to building, aiming, and editing alike? That is good input delay. So in today's video, our first goal is to minimize the amount of input delay going from our controller to whatever system we're playing on, whether that being an Xbox, a PlayStation, a Switch, or a personal computer. But don't worry, guys, I'm here to help. So the first important thing to do is understand controllers. Now, this is important for consoles as well, but if I use a PC as a reference, it's easier to understand. So right here, I have two controllers. I have a PlayStation 5 controller and I have an Xbox One Series X/S controller. And hold up, and here is a PlayStation 4 controller. Now, there's a drastic difference between this controller and this controller, guys, and there's a bit of a difference between this controller and this controller as well, and that is all in terms of input delay. But before we get into all of that, you're in for a bit of a treat today, because this video isn't only about one game, but it's also about today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Yes, that exact Raid Shadow Legends that you're thinking of, that is the huge hit in the mobile gaming world. But guys, you're not only limited to playing Raid Shadow Legends on a mobile device, because you can also play on a PC too, and when playing, you can relax, play casual, and enjoy the high quality graphics. Or if you're more competitive like myself, you can compete in PvP Arena. In Raid, you have 700 unique champions to choose from and a ton of strategies that will help you complete endless challenges when taking on bosses, dungeons, the Doom Tower, and more. See, this is what I love about Raid. As you can see on my screen there, you can literally upgrade your equipment to make your champion stronger to ensure that you win all the fights that you get into. This October, be prepared for a scare with Raid. There will be tricks and treats this Halloween. You guys need to simply download Raid Shadow Legends using the link down below, copy your in-game player ID, and then type in rayjar.plarium.com in your favorite web browser. From October 15th to November the 10th, enter your player ID, gather your courage, and venture into the graveyard with your shovel, pick a grave, and start digging, as you'll be into the charge to win some amazing in-game items, ranging from an epic to legendary Halloween-themed Raid champion, all the way up to Amazon gift cards worth $20,000. And if you're an existing Raid Shadow Legends player, then don't worry, you can still get involved in the Halloween Spooktacular. Head to rayjar.plarium.com and you'll find a special promo code that everyone can use to earn a small in-game gift. Honestly, what are you guys waiting for? You new players need to use my link down below or the QR code on screen right now, and you'll get a free starter pack and this cool in-game loot. Just hit the link at the top of the description, pass the tutorial, and I'll see you in the battlefield. Now, obviously, these controllers look different, but that's not why I'm saying they're different, guys. I'm saying they're different in terms of input delay. I guess what you're wondering, guys, is, okay, BAZE, that's very interesting, but what do you mean they're so different in input delay, and which controller is best? Well, guys, it's certainly not this controller, even though this is the controller I use. This is actually one of the worst controllers you can use for input delay in Fortnite Battle Royale, and that is the Xbox Series S X controller, the official Xbox controller at least. And this input delay issue is all down to the controller's polling rate, because this polling rate issue that I'm talking about is only included in Xbox official licensed controllers. So guys, with Xbox official controllers, the polling rate is set at 124, not 125, 124. What that means is that the Xbox controller sends 124 signals per second, and because it's 124 polling rate and not 125, every 60th refresh, the input delay of the Xbox controller doubles. So at 124 polling rate, official Xbox controllers give you 8 ms of input lag and 16 ms of input lag every 60th button press, or something around that. Now, after I explain everything, guys, I want you guys to stick around, because there's something you can do with these controllers to make the input delay less than a millisecond. Make sure to stick around. Now, with a standard PlayStation 4 controller and a standard PlayStation 5 controller, the polling rate is set at 250 Hz at standard. So it refreshes the controller input 250 times per second, leading with a 4 ms input delay with no jitters. So that means no every 60th button press, it going up to 16 ms of input delay. So automatically that makes the PlayStation controllers a much better option than the Xbox controllers. So here's my Xbox controller. Let me just test it out right now. I know it says PlayStation input, but that's not correct.
Okay, I couldn't really feel the difference. Hello.
Okay, I just had a bit of an audio issue due to plugging in the PlayStation controller, but now it's all fixed, I think. Check. Okay, so I can already feel a very big difference. This PlayStation 5 controller is definitely a lot faster than the Xbox controller. Definitely a lot more responsive. And that will be the same for the PlayStation 4 controller as well, guys. Now, unfortunately, the difference between this controller and this controller is a very sad truth. Is that you can make a PlayStation controller have not 4 ms of input delay, but under a millisecond. Whilst with the Xbox controller, you just can't. And the reason for that is that the Xbox controller is hard capped at 124 Hz refresh rate or polling rate. And whilst the standard polling rate of a PlayStation controller is 250, you can overclock them to 1000. Meaning there's not 250 polling rate, but 1000, meaning there's 4 times the refresh rate, meaning you get a 1 ms response time or even lower. And with the PlayStation 5 controller, you don't have to go to 1000 Hz. You can go even higher. You can go to 8000, giving you like 0.125 millisecond refresh rate. So guys, what do you want? Do you want a 0.125 millisecond input delay, or do you want 8 ms input delay? No input delay, a lot of input delay. Now the thing with Xbox controllers is you can actually buy third-party Xbox controllers that look like an Xbox controller, but they aren't real Xbox controllers that you can indeed overclock and do actually come out the box at 250 Hz refresh rate. But for most people watching this video, either you don't care enough or you don't really have the money to go out and buy a new controller, because these controllers with the high refresh rate are a little bit pricier than the normal edition of the Xbox controller. And by pricier, I mean about double to triple the price. And no, the Xbox Elite controller doesn't come with a higher polling rate. It's stuck at 124, just like the basic Xbox controller. I really don't know why Microsoft have done this, but they have done it and they've basically screwed us all over. Well, at least us Xbox players. So guys, I'm going to be showing you how to get a lower refresh rate with these PlayStation controllers on PC and console right now. Okay guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do, the first thing you want to do is you want to go to your browser of choice and type in GitHub Lord of Mice. Now this will take you to this link, Lord of Mice /HID USBF. You want to click that, and then you want to click on the third one down below. This will be HID USBF.zip. Click on it, and then over here you have a little download icon. You want to click download, and it will download. Then it will take you to a downloads folder, and you want to right click, click new, and click folder, and type in overclocker. Next thing you want to do is you want to right click the file that you've just downloaded and click extract all, and put it into the overclocker folder. Okay, then you want to go into the overclock folder, go into driver, and then click setup. Once you click setup, a prompt will appear. You want to click OK. Then in devices, guys, you want to go to all. Then you're going to want to find your controller. So as you guys see, Xbox controller is here. Now, unfortunately, guys, you can't try this with Xbox controller because this is what I was trying to explain. Xbox controllers have a max polling rate of 124 Hz and it's hardware capped, unlike PlayStation controllers. So that's why you don't want to have a normal Xbox controller. You can have a third-party Xbox controller that has a higher polling rate capability, or a PlayStation controller. And now what you want to do, I've got my Xbox controller plugged in right now. When I plug in my PlayStation controller, it messes up my mic and stuff, and I have to redo everything. So just pretend that this Xbox controller says PlayStation controller. Well, it won't actually say it here. It will say it here. It will say wireless audio device, wireless controller, something like that. Okay, what you want to do is you want to click on your device, click install service, a prompt will appear, and you click open. Once you click open, you want to go to this little section here. You want to set it to the maximum hertz. So if you're on a PlayStation 4 controller, it will say 1000. If you're on a PlayStation 5 controller, it will say 8000. And then you want to click filter on device. When you do that, you want to unplug your device and plug it back in, and you'll be good to go. And it will say filter here, yes. And then rate, it will say 1000 or 8000. And your B interval will be 1. Now, if you click filter on device and it comes up with an error code of 193, what you have to do is you have to go to your Windows security. Then you have to go to device security. You have to go to core isolation details, and you have to turn off memory integrity. Now, do this at your own risk, guys, because memory integrity is a Windows security measure. Well, it says here, prevents attacks from inserting malicious code into high security processes. Now, apparently, if you were on Windows 10, this would automatically have been disabled, but once you upgrade to Windows 11 or you have Windows 11, it's automatically enabled. So I'm not too sure how important it is, guys. Now, you definitely have to have this off, and many players have been overclocking their controllers, but once again, guys, it's up to you. Once you do that, you'll be ready to go. Now, doing that, you'll have a overclocked controller. Now, if you run an older system or a less powerful system, you may have problems at the 8000 Hz range with the PlayStation controller, and if you are having issues with unstable frames per second, just downgrade it to 1000 instead of 8000, and that should fix your problem. And you won't have 0.125 ms input delay, you'll have like 0.5 ms input delay, But to be completely honest, guys, once you get to 1 ms input delay and lower, it's not that big of a difference. Now, guys, if you are worried about turning your Windows security off, then the least you could do, guys, is just play on a PlayStation controller or play on a third-party Xbox controller that has a 4 ms input delay, a 250 Hz polling rate, because a 4 ms input delay is much less noticeable than an 8s input delay that you get on an Xbox controller. The difference between 4 ms and 1 ms isn't gonna be game-changing, gonna make you bigger overnight. It will make you a little bit better, maybe 5% better, but a 4 ms is literally at least what you need. Now, me personally, guys, I don't really care about the 8 ms input delay. I'm still gonna be playing on my Xbox controller because in my opinion, it's just a far superior controller for comfortability reasons. Now, if you want less input delay, guys, there's small things you can do. For example, guys, you can right click on your desktop home screen, go to show more options and go to your NVIDIA control panel. Once you go to your NVIDIA control panel, go to adjust image settings with preview and go to use the advanced 3D image settings and select it. Click take me there and it will take you to this page, guys. Now we're going to go through all these settings here, guys, but make sure to watch the end because it's very, very important. You want image scaling as off, ambient occlusion as off, anisotropic filtering as application controlled, anti-aliasing FXAA as off, anti-aliasing mode as application controlled, anti-aliasing transparency as off, and background application max frame rate at 30 FPS. You want your CUDA GPUs as all, your DSR factors as off, and low latency mode as ultra. Now this is a super important one for the least amount of input delay possible. The options you have are off, on, and ultra, but I highly recommend to have it at least as on or ultra, guys. I personally have on as ultra because I think that works best. Some people say on works best, better than ultra, so you test it out and see what works best for you. Max frame rate you want as off, monitor technology as G-Sync compatible, multi-frame sampled AAMFAA as off, OpenGL GDI compatibility as auto, OpenGL rendering as auto select, power management mode at normal. There's more on that in just a moment and I'll explain why it's on normal. And you want it on normal even if you have a lower end PC as well, guys. It's not just for higher end PCs like some other Fortnite creators tell you. You definitely want it on as normal as for now. Preferred refresh rate at highest available, shader cache size as driver default. I see some people say put this on at 10 megabytes. Sorry, not 10 megabytes, 128 megabytes, but you want it on driver default. Text filtering anti-sotropic sample option is off. Text filtering and negative LOD bias allow. Text filtering quality as high performance. Text filtering trilinear optimization on, threaded optimization as auto, triple buffering as off, vertical sync as off, and virtual reality prevented frames as one, off, and auto. Now, guys, what you want to do regarding power management mode at normal, you want to actually go to program settings, you want to click add, and when you have Fortnite open, or even if you don't have Fortnite open, I can scroll down here and find Fortnite. You want to click Fortnite, then you want to click add selected program, and once you do that, guys, I have FIFA enabled right now, but once you could do that, guys, you want to go down to where it says power management mode and it will be on use global setting normal. You want to change that to prefer maximum performance, just like I've done for FIFA here. Prefer maximum performance is going to assure you you get the maximum performance out of your console's your PC's GPU. Now, it's very important that you do that, guys, because if you don't have preferred maximum performance on, guys, it will make your game run terribly. On my older computer, I had an i7 8700 RTX 2070 and it would make Fortnite run absolutely terribly. Now, it's not a great PC, like it wouldn't run 240 frames stable in a public match, but it would definitely make it go from 130 frames to probably about 80 frames in high intensity areas like Mega City. So yeah, so those are your NVIDIA control panel settings, guys, for the least amount of input delay possible. Now, something also super important for console players is if you are playing on a television, then that will be causing you some severe input lag. For me personally, I'm playing on a 1ms 240Hz monitor. Now, the 240Hz monitor is an important factor of this monitor, and this is why I bought it, but something very important is that it's a 1ms response time. So for example, even if you're playing on a television with a 120Hz response time, it may have something terrible like a 7ms response time. The best thing you can possibly do as a console player to get the least amount of input delay is to play on a monitor, preferably a gaming monitor. There's many gaming monitors out here that have 1ms input delay, and that's the ones you want to go for. 1ms or 0.5ms, basically 1ms or lower. Trust me, I used to play on a television. I'll show you what television I used to play on, actually, by the way. It's a small one. I used to play on this. And that's a 4ms input delay television. Now that 4ms input delay television mixed with an 8ms input delay controller meant I was having a 12ms input delay, which whilst I was still absolutely destroying everyone, once I actually changed to a 1ms input delay monitor, even while still using an 8ms input delay controller, it was like night and day. Imagine how cracked I'd be if I could overclock this to 1ms. Why Xbox? That is a way that you can get lower input delay on console as well, guys. Now, guys, talking about polling rate for console and overclocking your controller, unfortunately, it's just not possible at the moment. The only thing you can do on console is actually plug in your controller to your system and not use the wireless feature, as a wired connection to your console actually gives you the least amount of input delay possible. Now, guys, there's many other things you can do to get less input delay in Fortnite Battle Royale, but I think this video is getting a little bit too long. I hope you guys did go on to enjoy the video. If you did go on to enjoy the video, or this video did go on to help you, please make sure to like the video and subscribe. Make sure to turn the notification bell on. Please make sure to use code BASE in the Fortnite iShop.